Hello everyone, welcome to the introduction of this new product. In this video, we will quickly see all the components of this exclusive pack. Let's see how we can adjust the harness in the head for proper use. And finally, we will see a wide variety of exercises that we can do to get the most out of this product. Okay, so let's see it. Here we have the harness. Okay, interior quilting, very comfortable, guys, for comfortable training. Seam straps. Strong Velcro's okay. Circular rings. On all levels in order to be able to train all areas. Okay, from every angle. Very powerful, guys. Very good and accompanied. Of the best accessories. Here we have the chai. Strong and long, okay. Good chain, those of us who have trained with short chains. We know what it's like to have the weight here as a medal. Here we have the option to graduate it. Here we have the load pie. Very practical to use with discs. How we are going to see it. Okay, it makes our job a lot easier. We also have several carabiners. 3 hooks, okay. Large, easy opening. Rounded. Without sharp edges. For quick connection and disconnectio. And there is more. Here we have 2 elastic bands to complete this set. 2 20-pound bands each. That will also give us more options, more variants, and we can take them anywhere and try. Anywhere. This is not too heavy. Let's see now how to configure it, okay? Well, first we will adjust the upper strap. It's over, guys. No more training with our eyes covered or wearing towels or hats. For filling. How we adjust the strap and raise it. First top strap. Personally, I like to maintain a bit of distance above the eyebrows. Because when charging the weight usually drops, okay? With the weight tension, it usually drops a little. So you better keep it up, okay, guys? We lift it. We fit here, okay? More or less okay, and now let's adjust the perimeter, okay? With these 2 rear straps, we open the Velcros. We adjust and close it. We close here. Okay. Finally, we would be left with the chin strap. This strap. In many exercises, it will not be necessary to adjust it because the harness won't come off. But let's see what it looks like. Here we have the flat bar. We passed the strap through it. And we adjust okay. Something soft, without forcing too much. That does not pressure us on the chi. We close the leash. And there we have it. Ow. Each carabiner at each end of the chain is worth. And the third would be with the rod with the load pin. According to this one, we can use it directly, as we will now see, or hooked in the chai. And nothing more for the moment is ready to be used. Let's go for it. Well, one more thing. Before starting to use the harness, always remember to warm your neck. Prior to use, it is worth inserting the loads. We are going to make a few movements, worth one back and forth, to activate all the muscles. Okay, Luca. Exert pressure with the hand. Little resistance. Inclusive. Also highlighted. That's quite comfortable. Okay, exercises to stimulate the entire cervical area. It wouldn't hurt either. Warm up the trapezoids a bit. They are directly related to the neck. They are the important base. So we are a little oiling the whole area. And now we are ready to start introducing loads. We are going to start working first the extension of the neck through the traditional system. The most typical, sitting with the weight directly placed on the chai. Okay, we would come down from here. And above is the range of motion. Oh, need to go all the way down. Also, don't go all the way to the top, according to something natural, something normal. Actual is worth without forcing, and posture is important. Keep us leaning forward, okay? If we are vertical, the weight. If we are very vertical, weight pushes down, okay? And that compresses the cervical vertebrae, okay? It causes cervical compressio, and that can cause us problems in the long run. We have many nerve endings here. Then come punctures, pains, and let's avoid it, okay? So here the resistance goes down. If we lead, we can already see that it is going to the front. Okay, by acting directly on the back. And here already, we can work without problems. Okay, this is the traditional way to try. The rear part, it's fine, but it has a pair of factors that can be improved. Is valid as soon as the first one in terms of stability, the weight when the disc goes directly on the chai. We know we tend to balance, okay? We lost because the excesses of the chain are not a basis. Very stable. And on the other hand, when handling the weight, we have to support the disc. Remove the chai. Hold this disc. Hey, put the other one. And connect again, okay? And we continue to work, is what we have always done. But it can be improved, okay? That's why we have introduced this accessory that will make our lives easier and make us save a lot of time with the pie. We directly connect. And we work okay. Remember to connect in the center of agreement, at the center of the chai, so that there is no more tension on one side than on the other. And from here, we also work tilted forward. We want to add more weight, we support. Okay. We release. Added disc. And we continue, okay. Much more comfortable than the previous way. Also, in terms of the stability we have talked about, the weight keeps resting. Is stable over the base's worth. There are no balances here. The album is not dancing on the chai. So there is no problem, okay? Is also very practical. To recover between series, okay? We support the peso. We release. We can walk. We can move. Even change exercise if we are. Combining several exercises simultaneously. Okay, it's very comfortable for that. Another thing I wanted to tell you, the load is worth. Gradually load the weight, especially at the beginning. When you're starting, don't obsess over gaining weight. First focus on repetitions, worth making series of many repetitions with little weight, and then you add. When you see that with this weight, upload the number of repetitions. You are already increasing a little, and so we climb to, okay, gradually without haste. And as for the ruling, I recommend not reaching the decision. Hurry to the last one you can't do. You better wait. It is necessary to have caution with the neck. So 3-4 repetitions before you feel you're on the edge. You better stop, okay? If you feel that you can give more, then you need a little more. Continues. Main tie. The positio. Okay, when did you get to that last one? Instead of stopping, keep a little isometric. To force a little while without contracting the muscles, or even by the chai. We help with our hand and make a series. Better to keep forcing. When we feel that we are, burning the neck is worth, would be another option. But not to go on until the failure with all the weight. Okay, with full weight, not recommended. It is necessary to have. Be careful with that. Then each one of you will be able to adapt your neck training to your discipline, to your specific sport, or to your objectives. If, for example, you want to develop the volume, training neck size, I recommend to execute the exercises slowly. It is worth above all the descent, controlled descent, and we climb up the valley above, trying to maintain the contraction for 1 or 2 seconds in the controlled descent. Agree, so that for volume, if you practice sports cycling, triathlon sports that require a long time in the same position, because that is where you have to train the resistance. Put less load, and they would be long series. Okay, series of many repetitions with less weight. To work on resistance, isometric work also, the contractio. Carry the weight and main tie. That position you set the stopwatch. And you do the series, okay? You are already adapting each one according to your needs. We can also use the load pie to form an individual, okay, by connecting directly to the rings. Let's continue with the back. Then we connect in the front ring. And from this positio, we work from here, okay? We work on the extension of the neck. Very good also for isometric work. It is worth maintaining a posture. Okay, we keep the contractio. Very good if we want to add more weight. You know, we let go, we add, and we connect. It's very easy. The same to work the sides we tour. We connect in this side ring. And from here we work, okay. We do not have to keep an eye on having the dish. To move the plate from one side to the other, to have it centered, is worth. Here we connect, and we have our hands free. We focus on this connectio. Muscle mind, no. Although whoever wants to also has the option ka. Support the weight on the harness. Veil. This is to the liking of each individual. I would like to support here. Take it for the plates. Okay, you are adapting it to your needs. And to your liking, from here we can also work. With the Rio ring, okay, we connect. This is for neck flexio, the front part. We work from here. Okay, very good, guys. There's a 100乘100 neck. Okay, because normally, when we put the disc on our forehead, we tend to accompany the movement with arms, even with the core. Okay, we carry all the movement. But in this way, I am telling you that we isolate the exercise on the neck, and you will feel it. It is not necessary to put a lot of weight. Okay, with little weight, you will notice that it is very intense. We can make rotations. Okay, you will notice it, or isometric. Maintain contractio. You will see that it is an intense exercise. Then between series, we can hold our heads. And rest, we recover. We breathe, okay. And when we are ready again for the next series, we continue. Okay, working from here. The range of motio. As I told you before, it is not necessary to go far back, forcing the descent, or upstairs to touch with the chi. Something natural is worth it in the desert. Normal range of motio. Comfortable, yes, without reaching the limit. Agree, I recommend. Use this form with little weight, as I said. But if any of you need to add more weight, for the truth, that is going to be more uncomfortable to manipulate, because at the end of the series, you will be suffocated. The neck will be suffocated. And it's not going to be that simple, Mo. Unhook and hook back. As when there is little weight, it is worth. When we are light in weight, it is simple. But if you have a significant bird, more care must be taken. So gradually test the weight you are weighing. Putting okay, then your hands may also slip. With the sweat of training, and can be a bit complicated. Then if you want to put more weight, the best way I recommend, as always, it is worth directly on the forehead. If you have a disc, then directly the disc. If you have small dishes, various dishes, I advise you to use the rod, because they remain united. Okay, no, you don't slip on each other, and they are all in the same set, okay? We lift the ring, and we support, and from here we work. But if you use the rod for this, remember to put the carabiner up, okay? Because we may start the series like this, but then we change and hold the plates. And at the end of the series, we lift the plates and the rod falls off. Then the carabiner acts as a brake, okay? So remember, if you use this way to leave, the brake go. Well guys, now let's move on to work with the elastic bands. We can hold them with our own hands. Veil. We can support them and we work from here. Or in this case, much better, we have a fixed point. So let's connect them to the fixed point in order to work comfortably. Okay, here we work on the extensio. The back of the neck. Okay, we can work the isometric. We maintain our position here. Okay, good work also from the part. Back fits in this front ring. If you notice that the strap, it gets down a little bit, so we control a little bit here. With your hand, and we'll keep going, okay. Oh, problem. We can perform the same exercise, connecting in the ring. Lateral veil on the two side rings. We connect, remember, that the height of the band, hook to the pole, we can graduate it at our whim. Okay, let's go down a little. And from here we work. As before, we can make rotations. Also, okay, we work the rotations aside. On the other side is suitable for working the back. To work the front part, we tour. And the same goes for from here. We work if we notice that the rings make this movement that can be uncomfortable for us. We raise the anchor point. Okay, to stay upstairs, and from here, we work as worth the front of the neck, even if you are in the gym. That this can be done on the cable pulley in the gym, just connect it. If you are not that tall, if you have a low connection, then we go down. We get down on our knees. And here the rings are already upwards, okay? And we can work comfortably. We can also rotate. And from here work the front end. Okay, this front part. If we walk away, get more resistance. If we remove our hands and lower the trunk, I need even more resistance. Agreement on the side rings to do side work. Working in this area is also worth. Even rotations. And then, of course, for the front, we have the ring at the back. It's easier to work comfortably. Okay, and remember you guys too, that if we do not give any weight of any disc, we can train perfectly using only the chai. Okay, in this case we have a fixed point. We connect. We connect in the ring, and from here is an excellent isometric work. Okay, we maintain the body. Yes, okay, and here. Feel the contraction, okay. We could already make movement as well. But well, take it easy, it's okay. As we approach our feet and get excited. For the more resistance it is worth, this is usually done in company of a partner worth holding our heads while we maintain the positio. Those of you who train alone, that you do not have a partner, okay? We can use this positio. Those of you who train alone, that you do not have a partner nearby, because now you have an alternative with harness and chai. You simply need to know that the stretches are always a great help. Okay, after a few sessions, we may perform them, or at any time. When you sit, you feel a certain in your neck. Some tension does not, even after an intense sessio. The next day, you feel a little contracted. Then there's a very simple exercise that I personally like and wanted to show it to you. Okay, it's very simple. We passed a hand on the back, as if we were going to grab the opposite arm. In this case, we hold the backing of the bank as worth. We passed by. We keep the chest down, and with the head the ear. We move it to the shoulder, maintaining the shoulder down is important. And here we feel the tensio into the lateral. We can even help ourselves a little by hand and make a soft pressure. We keep here for about 20-30 seconds. And we turn our eyes down, okay? We turn down. And we keep there. We can also highlight a little. Here we will notice the pressure further backwards. Okay, we keep the seconds we want. And finally from here, we look up, okay. We always stretch ourselves, leaving this chest out. We stretch upwards, and here we notice already more at the front. We keep our sights up. Okay, we'll rest later. We slowly return to the initial positio, and we would change to the other side. Okay, the same. We can use it at any time when you feel a little contracted. Okay, I hope you find it helpful. As you have seen, this pack includes all necessary tools so that your neck training stop being somewhat monotonous and boring, okay? From now on, it can be much more affordable if we combine all these accessories that include. Before I finish, I want to remind you, basic things. It is always worth warming up, always before training. Warm up while gradually carrying the weight. You leave with patience little by little. Focus more on repetitions, and then we will gain weight. Balance, okay? Maintaining a balance. There are people who only works the rear part, and that later brings muscle decompensatio. So try to work on all areas and give him the priority that his neck deserves. Okay, because it has the neck is the pillar of the body. And just as we reserve some time every week to work on other muscle groups, the neck also deserves always its time. It is not necessary an hour at a time, but 15 minutes, and trying to add it in each session, okay? Little by little. And at the end of the month, it will be a long time. Okay, added nothing more. From Gabantt, we hope you find this video helpful. We send you all a strong greeting and lots of encouragement to continue training. Keep pushing to get that neck strong and dynamic that we are all looking for. Okay guys, let's do it.